Dear fathers, how old of a man would you allow to have sex with your daughters? They under 18. Let's say if your daughter is 8, 10, whatever. Would you allow a man to have sex with your daughter at that age? Would you allow? I just want to know, because we sitting here today. Now I already knew. You too, I already knew about the law in California that y'all need to go look at, since y'all love up on Gavin Newsom. I don't know why. Oh, I know why though, but let me stop saying I don't know why. I already know why. But in California, him and Scott Wiener, who is running to be in the Senate, who doesn't need to be in the Senate, because if you are enacting sick laws in California to minimize sex between a minor and adults, if there's a 10-year difference, and then to allow people who have committed crimes, sex crimes against minors, to still go on to run for office in California. And mind you, yes, I have posted this all on my main Facebook page, because it's some education that needs to go on. That's why I post what I post constantly. And I know many people ignore it. But one day, ignoring it is going to cost you. Because it's already costing you now. Because the more of this foolishness that you allow, the more it increases the chances of somebody you know and love having to deal with it. So answer me. Since y'all love Gavin Newsom and Barack Obama and all them, these are the very individuals that are pushing all this lewdness. The lewdness. So I can't rationalize what God you keep talking about, because it's not the God that I know. Y'all always want to talk about, oh, well, you can't run with that gun and no gun. You want they're illegals. Y'all want to keep changing what this, that, and the other. No, if you're illegal, you've done something wrong. It's a way that seems right. And when you are and things have been set up and you're going against it, but my question to the men, I'm sick of the females. I really am. My question to the men, what's too young for your daughters to have sex? Because this is really what's going on out here. Tampon walls, the same man that I told y'all about that has put tampons in the boys' bathrooms, has pushed for that in his state and has made his state a trans sanctuary for children, has made his state a sanctuary for illegals. He has just pardoned an illegal who was guilty, found guilty, and convicted of sexually abusing a 10-year-old for about 2 years, I believe it was. He pardoned him because the man is eligible for deportation. Because when you commit those type of crimes, you can be denaturalized and removed, and as rightfully so. The man said himself that he was from Thailand, and in Thailand it's allowed to have sex. They're allowed to have sex with children. Is it as young as 12 or however old it is? But that baby was 10 at the time. So when you bring these people here, this is what we keep trying to tell you people. You so-called morally superior individuals, but you don't look at anything from a safety or culture. Everybody is not like you. You even have Americans and people in your family that aren't like you. You have to put boundaries and consequences on people when you know that that's what they do. It's one thing if I do believe that people can be delivered and changed from things, because Lord knows God has done things in my life. I don't have being extra dumb. No. That's over with and done with over here. Honestly, I just want to know from the men, because men typically care about protecting their daughters, don't want their daughters to be ran through and wasted and all that other kind of stuff. But if a grown tail man has sex or wants to have sex with your daughter, your young daughter, are you going to allow it? Are you for it, Daddy? Are you for it? Are you a pervert? Like the perverts that allow this garbage? Would you pardon somebody that's convicted and admitted? He said he was wrong. Oh, you only wrong because you're over here and we have laws against that. But if you was in Thailand, he needs to go back to Thailand. He needs to go back to Thailand. Because what Tim Pond Walls has done is pardon him. Mark Wayne, Secretary Mark Wayne Mullen. You all absolutely, wholeheartedly pick him up. Federal, exert the federal over state supremacy and get him gone. And in Tim Pond, Lord, the fraud is, you know what? Y'all, they didn't prosecute him for that fraud in Minnesota. Because rest assured, if you're not going to give up Ilhan, because I'm sure she got something, her rag rope around all their necks. She got something on everybody. Get Tim. He definitely needs to go down for something. You gonna pardon a man that a 10-year-old? This is why I keep saying, and I'm glad when Vince Everett Ellison and John, I think it was Pastor John, that goes around and confronts the school boards about the books that they're showing the children. When he confronted them and he said to the men, when he called the men out specifically, I ain't never think about it. I was like, he absolutely right. No real man and no real father is going to allow for a man to molest, touch, or do anything to their daughter or their young son. And you certainly not going to talk about cutting nothing off of him and tucking it, or giving him some boobies and tucking his stuff. Not to no real father. So why are men old as dirt, Tim Walls, Barack Obama? I know y'all man I'm saying Barack Obama, but he kicked all this off out the gate. And that's why a lot of y'all don't even understand that you're going against God no more. Because once when I evolved, y'all went there and rewrote the Bible, allowed this man, he evolved, God didn't. And now y'all putting these kids in hella danger. Because you want to affirm this nonsense that these people done told. I'm talking to the men. And some of y'all just as slow because you sissy, sassy, and effeminate, whatever. Real men. Can your 10-year-old have sex with a grown man? 12-year-old? 13, 14? Can they? These people, California, Minnesota, hell, your governor in Maryland, who was talking about doing the same thing with tampons. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. He got some pushback, but he'll do it. I bet you he'll do it. He said he'll let his son, if he want to be 14. These are men that y'all roll with. Keep on rolling with them. What you roll with is what you become, or what you are. Molesting little kids. That's why they pushing all that stuff in the schools. You teach kids about sex because you want them to know how to sex. They got books just that explicit in these schools. And if you don't know about it, you need to find out. You need to ask their mama why you don't know. Or do they know what's going on? Or have they been checking? You can't trust these females out here, sirs.